everybody, welcome to MUSE TV, and this is a very, very special episode, and one definitely for me, who I'm a big fan of this artist. He's amazing. He has a brand new special coming out on PBS, Sergio Mendes and Friends, a celebration, which it will be seen here in LA on KCET, June 9th and June 11th. We have the one, the only, the great Sergio Mendes. How are you doing, man?
Good, Michael. How are you? Pleasure
I'm doing
talking to
good.
you.
I'm doing good, and I'm so there's a level of excitement that you would not even believe having you on, because I've
Thank you
seen
so
you
much.
perform multiple times, saw you at the Playboy Jazz Festival, and love this documentary. What was it like to tell your story and really get not only it being branched out, but also everybody that you collaborated with?
It was a great experience for me. The director, producer, the man that wrote the whole script and that put together his name is John Scheinfeld. He did a documentary also with John Coltrane, with Harry Nilsson, beautiful. So we embarked on this adventure and went to Brazil. He interviewed a lot of people. We went back to the street where I used to live when I was a little kid, and the places that I played in Rio, the nightclubs, and then here he interviewed a lot of people also, and he's got some great footage of certain things that I even forgot about it, like shows I've done in the past and people that I've worked with. So he did a great job, and I didn't see any interviews. I didn't see anything until Final Cut when they called me to finally see, and it was very emotional for me to watch that. And it's my life, it's like it's just a very, very emotional thing. And again, he did a great job. It is very musical, very sensitive, and it's right there. Everything you can see from the beginning, from my early days to today.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy about it.
Awesome. And what was it like? Because you mentioned in the documentary that you don't like revisiting a lot of your albums, but what was it like to revisit a lot of your life and what you've gone through in this documentary?
Was very interesting. You don't really realize until it's done. I mean, you're in the flow of doing it, and being in Brazil, went to my hometown, which is across the bay from Rio. It's a small town called Niterói. So revisiting the whole past and going through the thing in your life and telling stories, and it's very, very, very interesting and very nice. And I'm very, very happy with his job. And I think people will have an idea of, my life, my journey, my whole journey, all the songs, not all the songs, but most of the songs and performance and live performances. And like I told you, things from, footage from, old TV shows I've done here in Brazil, all over the world. So it was great.
Awesome. One thing I did want to touch about was the fact that, like, when you came to the United States, I mean, you had a band, you had everything together, but when you came out with when you came up with the band Brazil 66, I mean, Herb Alpert, the amazing Herb Alpert found you and really worked with you. What was it like to work with Herb, especially on the recording session side?
It was a great experience. And, when they came I was auditioning here. This is 1965. I was auditioning for record companies, and a lot of record companies came to see us and to hear the band. And so one day he came, was Jerry Moss, A&M, Alpert and Moss, and they loved the sound of the band and told me the story that he was starting a label. And it was just I use a lot of word serendipity in the documentary. It was exactly that. The perfect encounter at the right time with the right people, and A&M was an amazing label to work for, and Herb gave me all the freedom, to do, and helped me a lot on the, on the first album that I didn't have much experience in studio, which he did, and it was great. So when I heard Masquinada on the radio here in LA, I said, whoa, I couldn't believe it, that a song in Portuguese was going to be such a big success. And anyway, it's been a great ride.
Exactly, and that song.
And Herb and Lonnie, they're both dear friends of mine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, because Lonnie sang with you, and that's how you met. It's kind of like
Oh yeah, it
serendipitous.
was like the sound.
Yeah, serendipitous is kind of the perfect word for your life, because with Lonnie being your singer, getting married to Herb Alpert, Gracinia, who you met, who had you as your second singer, you had an amazing life with her. It's almost like music brought so many great things to your life.
Exactly.
Hmm. And that's the one thing that I've always loved.
I've been very blessed.
Yeah, exactly. Because I remember as a little kid, my dad introduced me to your music, and when I told him I was interviewing you, he was like, "You gotta show the 4-track of Equinox, because that's what
Wow,
you listen to, that you listen to in the first stages." And my thing, and when I really started getting into you was when Timeless came out. How was it with will.i.am and working with him, and really, because will.i.am came from Boyle Heights, I came from East LA, and that's like and I see what he's done in his mindset, especially in this documentary really talks about it. What was it like working with him and delving into a newer sound and a different sound?
Was great. Was another serendipitous moment, because and everything was very, I got a phone call from his record company at the time asking that he would like to come to my house to meet me. I said, okay, I'm open-minded. I'm very curious, and why not? And he was just starting with the Black Eyed Peas. So he came in and he had a lot of my old records. And I was very surprised. I mean, he said, listen, I grew up here he told me East LA, maybe Boyle Heights, but I'm not sure. And he knew every song I've ever recorded, every song. And so I said, wow, that was very impressive to me. And he's very intelligent, very intuitive like me, and very, very fast in his thinking. And when he invited me, he said, let's do something today. He invited me to play a song on the Black Eyed Peas album, which I did. And then after that, I told him, I said, we should do something together. Let's go to the studio, and magic happens. It was wonderful to work with him, because everything was very spontaneous, very organic. And then he brought some of his friends like John Legend, India Ari, and Q-Tip, and I brought some Brazilian friends, and so and to re-record those songs in a different way for me was very, it was amazing. It was like, wow, it feels great. Nothing was forced. Everything was very spontaneous, like I told you, and it just worked, and magic worked.
Exactly, and it was the time of the start of hip hop, what would be called and known as hip hop jazz, and that was kind of like a really good response to it. And
hip hop bossa nova, maybe Brazil hip, because hip hop is all over, and I love the idea. And he's very musical. It's got a lot of when he raps, and same thing with Q-Tip, and they were fans. John Legend was that beautiful voice, and so it was a joy for me to do that album. It was really a wonderful experience.
Awesome. And as we round it out, because we got to have people see this documentary, I don't want to give too much about what it's all about, but I got to take a big step. August 15th, Hollywood Bowl. You're returning to perform at the Hollywood Bowl. What is it like for you to return to the Hollywood Bowl?
It's my favorite place in the world, to tell you the truth. I've worked there many, many times through the years, and it's a magical place. It's like, it's amazing. What can I tell you? When you see all those people in front of you, and it's here in LA where I live and have friends and family. It's a very special situation, and I'm so honored to be performing there August 15th. Please come.
Oh, well, I am definitely coming.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's a party. And after a year of being...
It is a party.
Yeah. After a year of feeling like I've been in suspended animation, it's time to party. And it's time to celebrate.
Yeah.
How was it like for you?
Absolutely.
The one thing I did want to touch on, too, was how was it like for you under the pandemic and with COVID? Was there a lot of creating going on?
Same very, like everybody else in the planet. In Brazil, we're still having a lot of people getting sick, and it's very sad. And I've been vaccinated, my whole family here, luckily. But it was nobody expected that and caught everybody by surprise. But here we go again. I hope this vaccine will take care of this disease, and here we go.
Exactly. We got to at least
It's
celebrate.
very sad, very tragic.
It is
very tragic, very sad. And, all over, you look now at the India and Brazil and even Latin America, some countries like Peru, and it's still going very strong, unfortunately. Exactly. But I think this vaccine is going to take care of this, I hope.
Well, so far we've seen some very good signs, at least here in the
very
United
good.
And
I mean, if you go back, say a year ago, last June, there was no light on the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
June, August, September, the whole thing was like terrible. And so let's hope, let's pray that this will be taken care of it.
I agree with you 100%. And yes, but thank you so much, Sergio, for being a part of this.
My pleasure.
TV. I cannot say how much I've been a fan of yours since I was a little kid, and to my dad and my mom as well. We are looking August 15th. I'm telling everybody, get your tickets now. Tickets are still available, and you're not going to be disappointed at a show at the Hollywood Bowl. I can tell you that much. But Sergio, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing more of you, and we'll see you on August 15th at the Bowl.
Anytime. God bless. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you so much.